AKAPADers, welcome back to another episode of the 2024 Thanksflicking. This is where during the month of November, I bring you films that I'm thankful for. And the reasons vary. And today we're talking Big. This movie is so perfectly executed. The idea itself can only be handled by the best of the best. We talk about this a lot. I know recently I've recorded an episode of Thanksflicking of a movie 2015, Burnt. And Burnt, it stars Bradley Cooper. That movie can only exist because everyone involved is so good at what they do. If we were to elevate the effort of Burnt, we get Big. And what Big is not just the name of the movie. This is a big concept. This is a big execution. This is a big idea. So much about this movie, we feel this is what Mary Poppins, this is what Peter Pan, this is what Wizard of Oz should be like. But the feeling and the intent of this movie is unique only to this film. No film in Hollywood history makes you feel the way that this film does. Tom Hanks, Big. Let's go.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
AKAPADers, welcome back to the 2024 Thanksflicking. There's so much of this podcast, just the way I talk about Thanksflicking, that I go back and forth on. I need to get into a rhythm. I need practice, because this is a different conversation than what we have, for example, for the 31 Days of Dread. The way we speak about horror movies is we speak about the films that we're thankful for differently. I just want to say this. I think we're in an age where nostalgia, where we really do get adult grown men that want to debate Transformers 1984. Maybe they want to debate the Monster Force from the 90s. Exo Squad, that's one of my favorites. But grown men watching G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, and they call it nostalgia. And they'll cite, this brings me back to my childhood, this brings me back to when I was a kid. But there's no lesson there. You're living a adult life chasing how you felt as a child, as a kid that doesn't know anything about this world. And there's a depression in that. And if you do it, and if I'm reaching you, you have to second guess that practice. You have to look inside yourself and ask, why are you doing it? Now, on the show, I debated doing that for a long time. It's one of the reasons why I stayed away from animation for so long, because I just feel like there's a real disconnect. But we rolled in animation. I found a little bit of a vein. And then if I talk to you guys about something like G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, it's for the show. Now, do I get totally honest with some of these episodes? For sure. We recently did the origin of Orion Pax and War Dawn for the Transformers series. It's ludicrous. It makes no sense. It's a time loop paradox by the aerial bots. It's madness. It kind of stinks. But I can't have that as a regular feature, because I would just say it all stinks, which it does. Big is the counterpart to that. When I watch Big, I don't think about this as the beginning of the height of Tom Hanks. What's he got? 5, 6 Oscar nominations, got 2 wins. There was a time where we thought Tom Hanks would have more Oscar trophies than Tom Brady has Super Bowl rings, not wings. But Big it's about the unknown. Josh Baskin, this is our kid. He makes a wish to become a adult. The next day he's a adult. And through his whimsy, he stumbles to the top of American corporation, bangs the highest girl in the office, impresses his contemporaries, tries to stay connected to where he came from. He's still best friends with his best friend, right? But eventually Josh Baskins, he realizes his time has not yet come and he must return. And this is a part of the wonderment of growing up, of wanting to be an adult. And then sometimes when we are the adult, we want to go back to when we were a child. This is a clear loop. We're all in this loop. But the difference is to be more like Big and less nostalgic. Ozymandias from Watchmen, he has a perfume called nostalgia. For this reason, it's a type of control that he puts into the world, he puts into the culture. So many people miss that point. But every single time I watch this movie, I just get upset by how perfect and good it is, how complex and giant of an idea it is, how crazy abstract it is, and how things had to be perfect for it to exist and be in front of my face, and how much of a chance, how much of a big idea this movie is. The very existence of this movie is nothing but inspiration for me. I put this movie on when I just want to shut myself up and see something great. It's no different than me living down the street from the Sistine Chapel and being able to pop in on it whenever I felt like crap. This is what Big is. Big is one of the greatest movies of all time. I recently made a list. I wanted to do a top 10 list of all time for you guys. And Big, it's either at the bottom of the top 10 list or at the top of the top 10 list. I will bring that to you too eventually, AKAPADers. But I am eternally grateful for this movie, mostly because it crystallizes an issue I see in the world right now, which is a lot of men are not growing up. They're locked into the past. They have to get out of it. Only go back to the past when you're a full adult. And that's what Josh Baskin learns. He doesn't have the experience to be a real adult, so he must go back. AKAPADers, this movie is perfect. I love this movie so much. I'm hoping you watch it soon. Tom Hanks, Big, for Thanksflicking 2024. Let's go.
Okay, that's a wrap.